Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Legends of East and West. Today, we're diving deep into the life of Catherine the Great, one of the most remarkable figures in Russian history. How did a young German princess transform into the powerful Empress of Russia and become a towering figure of the Enlightenment era? Let's find out. Catherine the Great was born on May 2, 1729, in Stettin, Prussia, modern-day Szczecin, Poland, as Sophie Friederike August von Anhalt-Zerbst. She was the daughter of minor German nobility. Although her family wasn't very wealthy, her mother was ambitious and ensured Sophie received an excellent education. From a young age, Sophie was exposed to philosophy, history, and literature, with particular attention to Enlightenment ideas that would later shape her rule. In 1744, Sophie was chosen by Empress Elizabeth of Russia as a bride for the future Russian Emperor, Grand Duke Peter of Holstein-Gottorp, a nephew of Elizabeth. The marriage was part of a political alliance aimed at strengthening ties between Russia and German principalities. Sophie converted to Russian Orthodoxy, adopting the name Catherine Alexeyevna, and fully immersed herself in Russian culture. However, her marriage to Peter was cold and unhappy. Peter was immature, eccentric, and deeply unpopular with both the Russian court and military. When Empress Elizabeth died in 1762, Peter ascended the throne as Peter III. His reign was short and tumultuous. He implemented unpopular policies, including pulling Russia out of a successful war against Prussia and making peace with Frederick the Great, which angered the military. He also alienated the Russian Orthodox Church and attempted to introduce harsh reforms that stripped the nobility of certain privileges. Catherine, seeing his growing unpopularity, began to plan a coup. She gained the support of the Orlov brothers, particularly Grigory Orlov, who was both her ally and rumored lover. On July 9, 1762, Catherine led a successful coup d'état. With the support of the Imperial Guard and key political allies, Peter III was forced to abdicate. Just a few days later, he died under mysterious circumstances, possibly assassinated by his captors. Catherine assumed the throne, becoming the sole ruler of Russia. Despite her foreign origins, she was accepted by the Russian nobility and military as a capable and determined leader. Catherine saw herself as an enlightened despot and was heavily influenced by Enlightenment thinkers like Voltaire, Denis Diderot, and Montesquieu. She corresponded with many of these intellectuals, exchanging ideas about governance, law, and society. One of her first major initiatives was drafting the nakaz, or instruction, a legal document that outlined her vision for Russia's future. The nakaz promoted principles such as equality before the law, the abolition of torture, and judicial reform. However, the Russian nobility resisted many of these liberal ideas, and the nakaz was never fully implemented. Education and public health were key focuses of Catherine's rule. She founded the Smolny Institute for Noble Maidens, Russia's first educational institution for women. She promoted public education and encouraged the establishment of schools across the empire. In the field of healthcare, Catherine led Russia's first smallpox vaccination campaign, even allowing herself to be vaccinated to set an example for the public. She also built hospitals and initiated public health reforms. Catherine's reign was not without challenges. One of the most serious threats she faced was the Pugachev Rebellion of 1773–1775. Yemelyan Pugachev, a Cossack claiming to be Catherine's late husband Peter III, led a massive uprising of peasants, Cossacks, and serfs. The rebellion spread across southern Russia and posed a significant threat to Catherine's rule. However, the imperial army eventually crushed the uprising, and Pugachev was captured and executed. The rebellion made Catherine more conservative in her approach to governance, and she abandoned many of her earlier plans for serf reform. Catherine's foreign policy was marked by significant territorial expansion. She fought two major wars against the Ottoman Empire, securing Russian control over the northern Black Sea coast and annexing Crimea in 1783. This victory gave Russia access to warm water ports and expanded its influence in southern Europe. Catherine also played a central role in the partitions of Poland, which occurred in 1772, 1793, and 1795. These partitions, carried out in cooperation with Prussia and Austria, effectively erased Poland from the map and added vast new territories to the Russian Empire. Catherine's cultural contributions were equally significant. She founded the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, collecting thousands of pieces of European art and transforming the city into a cultural hub. She also supported Russian writers, composers, and playwrights, though she censored works that criticized her rule. Architecture flourished under her patronage, with the construction of grand palaces and public buildings that reflected the European Baroque and neoclassical styles. Catherine's personal life has been the subject of much speculation and intrigue. She had several prominent lovers, many of whom played important roles in her political and military decisions. Her relationship with Grigory Potemkin, one of her closest advisors and possibly her secret husband, was particularly significant. Potemkin helped Catherine implement many of her military and territorial ambitions and was instrumental in the annexation of Crimea. Catherine died on November 17, 1796, at the age of 67. Her son, Paul I, succeeded her, although their relationship had been strained for many years. Under Catherine's rule, Russia had transformed into a European superpower, with expanded borders, a reformed government, and a flourishing cultural scene. She is remembered as one of Russia's greatest rulers, a visionary, reformer, and conqueror who left an indelible mark on history. Catherine the Great's life was a fascinating blend of ambition, intellect, and power. Despite the challenges she faced, she reshaped Russia and secured her legacy as one of the most remarkable figures of her time. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe to Legends of East and West for more deep dives into the lives of history's greatest figures. See you next time.